Hello, welcome back to my channel, day 15, except it's technically day 1 since we've been reset with another 2 weeks. I'm going to continue with my normal days. It's Good Friday. I want to do something Eastery in the soft sort of pastel colors. I think there's a bit of an overlap between Easter and Northern Hemisphere spring for us, because that's the colors that I lean towards. Fresh rebirth, that sort of thing. But I don't want to make it so obvious, like a page full of jumping rabbits. So I think I'm going to lean towards birds. I love birds. Like, I will do birds every single day. Something like that. And then on one of the groups, someone had asked, oh, by the way, can you use material to decoupage with? And I said, yeah, sure, just use thin cotton. But I've never actually done it. I just assumed you could. So I've got some lining that I had avo dyed. So it's a very like a purpley pink. There is a video on avo dyeing, or my experiences with avo dyeing. So I'm going to use that as the background. I really like doing the double pages. It's difficult now with the one side being so skewed. I'm going to try it. And then the background needs to be white, because I don't want the black coming through the material. I just want to see which one. That's actually a nicer color, but it's too small unless I do 2. Let's just close that whole thing again. Okay, let's see how we go with our experiments. So this is gesso. It's still wet. I'm going to lay the fabric over and use the gesso as an adhesive, basically. I don't care if it goes over the edges, and then what I'll do is I'll probably still fray the edges if I get to it. I'm just going to brayer this so that it sits flat or flatter, like this side's impossible to brayer because of all the embellishments. And then I'm going to clear gesso over this, and then I'll start with some techniques, maybe some background, some stamping maybe. I don't know. So what I'm thinking is I pulled out some like inspiration in the meantime. I've got these vintage seals, the feathers, so those sort of colors, and then I've got some more avo dyed stuff here, and then I've got a whole lot. It's a little birdie range, some of these little birds, and they're all sparkly glittery. So I'm going to go for some of that. This is also a piece of lace or trim that I'd avo dyed, some of the natural paper. So those are that sort of minty greeny. See how that goes. I did end up using the heat gun a bit. I would have preferred if not as much of the black, but now this is this page and I'm not sure that I'm using. But I like this effect because it's smooth, but there's definitely a texture. It's like you've created a canvas, I guess. And I like that you can still see some of the white and you can still see some of the pink. Yes, I would have liked less black, but I'm working in a black journal. I'm going to do a circle throughout, and I think I'm going to do it with ink because I don't want the first layer to be too raised. I've just pulled out cracked pistachio, tattered rose, and spun sugar, and then I'll go over both pages with that. I've got old paper, which I'm thinking maybe I should do to tie in some of the black, and it does match with the laces and the things. I'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to do that with a distressed dabber thing. So what I do is can you see that bit's been done with one color, and then I just switch over to a different color, not even changing. This is a much pinker pink, and I go over some of it in new places and some of it over where I've been, and then so those are the two pinks, and then I'm going to do a bit of the green. I don't actually know how intense this green is. I think it's quite fresh. Let's see. So I'm not putting a lot of that on. Just like highlights. Can I call it highlights? Okay, my fingers are full of ink, of course. I'm going to lift this off, and then we can see. See, it's very subtle that the green's in the pink and that the pinks are different. And then I'm just starting. Again, I'm not loading any more green on. I think for now I probably shouldn't add the brownish, the old paper, because the background has got enough of its own brown. Okay, that's quite good. There's a little bit of green here and there. Let me just see. Do that. Actually, yeah, that's better. Okay, now the other side the same. Because there's more black on this side, the pinks aren't showing up too well. So I've gone a bit more green. Now I may still stamp over this, but as a background I like it. I'm not going to spritz it that it reacts. I'm now just going to have a look at what do I want to use. I like the doily. I like the doily with the colors. I like that. The natural paper is too heavy. I've got a little shiny doily to maybe overlay. The color's good. I may go with that just because it's a tiny bit of shine. And then I definitely want to use one of these cutouts. I just want to have a look at the colors. It's much of a muchness, but I like that one with the blue. You get proper Victorian ones, and then these you get German ones, and then these are English made, but they're not that, like 80s maybe. So, I mean, they're old enough. So I want to make sort of like a bundle. That's maybe. It's not great. It's not right. It's okay. I've got this Kaisercraft sheet, and the colors are beautiful on this. I also like the eggs. But any one of these will work. I feel like I want to go completely over the top and just have a giant cluster layered with everything I own. To just focus. I think some of the elements on the one side and the other side have to be the same, because otherwise the page is going to be disjointed. Something like that. I mean, if not, why not? I've got a paper clip here which I bent, and I've added some tags on it. So I think that maybe if I do 1, 2, 3 in that color I like, just to bring some of the color through and some movement here, and then maybe what have I got? I've got some fluffy things, maybe some of this minty tulle. I like this, but it's so crazy, completely different. I've also got these flowers to maybe put through. I think my problem here again is the white. I think some of it, I see people make the most beautiful like wreaths of flowers, and I'm always so impressed, but I've never tried it. This is completely nuts. I think I love it. I'm going to try and stick these down and put some of the glittery bits that they stick out, because I do like the glittery bits. I do like the, I do like the texture on the different flowers. Wow. I'm still like dithering here, yes, no, yes, no. But the only thing is I'm finding maybe these colors are a bit bright now versus this. They're definitely almost there. Yeah, I think the key is to the flower having to come across. I've got one more of these little fluffies. That's maybe softer. I think it needs to be the color, but that's maybe a bit hectic. The problem is when you start going crazy, you can't stop. You have to just go, like proper, have a go. No half measures in the end. I like it. I like the tags. Okay, I'm going to start gluing. I don't think by the time I stick down the green anyone's going to see it, but for in case, I'm just doing a tiny border punch just for in case. So, I mean, it ends up like that, so wherever I put it, if it shows, it seems more planned. I've glued this page, so what I try to do is mix textures, mix size, mix color, and mix what's in the foreground and what's in the background. And then I've added the tiny little birds on top of the flower. Oh, flip, now this isn't glued yet. Okay. I like it. I mean, it's nuts. And then I'm going to do the right side now to see how it goes. I should maybe have done this one slightly up, but now I wonder if I trim it and whether I just fold it either in or out. Okay, I'll think about that. Add another bird. When in doubt, add more. Actually, yeah. This side is now a bit open. I've got some just like almost punched out ones, which I'm going to layer other flowers on top of, just to bring that openness in a bit. I don't think it's necessary. My big job now is to semi-balance these two sides, so I'm not going to try and make a wreath. I mean, you could have just done a wreath all the way through, but I'm trying to make the elements look like they belong together. I'm just gel mediuming this because it's on a super uneven surface now. It's all almost impossible to press something, to stick something, to stamp something, because of what's going on previous pages. I've got the little woodcut feather, which I like as a 3D. I just don't know if I must colour it, whether I must ink it. I kind of like the natural colour, but I think I must put something through the hole. I've got this fluffy rabbit, angora something. Let's just see if I put that through, whether it softens what's going on here. I think that's better. I like it's birds, flowers, birds, feathers, and then I like the dangly. At first I thought I'd do the, oh, I like it still. And then I'm definitely going to do some more, maybe like the actual bird. I'm now just adding some of the shiny things behind the flower, because otherwise there's shine on the one side of the page and not the other. I'm going to reassess the paper clip. Something about it I like, but oops, something I also don't. But it's mostly like. Yeah, so now I'm just glue gunning everything. There's a whole lot of mediums and there's levels and stuff. So I'm finding, and I'm hiding the orange a bit. I didn't like the orange that much. I'm just shoving that underneath stuff. And then I must do a ribbon. I've got choice of 3. That one's good on the, I think, to the bottom underneath. I actually don't like that feather pointy bit, but I can't do much about it now. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. I think the pink, because otherwise the turquoise is going to take over. I'm just now trying to, I think it needs to be under. Maybe snap that thing off, but now watch how I snap it off, and then I snap half the feather off, and then the page is ruined. Okay, well, that's just some background. Okay, now, if I take this off, take it off, something is then missing there, unless I just go on with the flowers. That can work. I've got more. I've now just use the whole pack basically. I don't like it open. Let's just start with that. I ended up adding all 3 of the ribbons because, who needs to be told that enough is enough, right? I've got the ruffle here, which I like, but I'm not sure if I must put birds on the ruffle. I can't leave it open. That's wrong. I think the ruffle. I don't know that I must do it on top also. I don't want to add another element, right? Don't know if I must just. No. If I do add it on top, what will it look like? maybe just a piece of it. Okay, let me start by adding it at the bottom. That's what it looks like with the ruffle at the top, but I think it's too much. Yes, too much on this page. I understand the problem with that. I like this. Maybe just nothing at the top. My last option is like a lace or a pom-pom or something. Okay, day 15. I'm going through and I'm looking at where anything seems unfinished, and just whatever I still have lying on my desk, I'm shoving in. This page is completely bonkers. In retrospect, it's probably too much. I'm going to lift it up. You can see all the detail. There is a lot going on. I like it. It's something completely different to what I've done before. I'm just now wondering, what was I saying? Whether this must be tucked in. I wonder if I can just tuck them away. Yeah, that's better. Okay. These little birdie packs are really good value for money. They do nice embellishments. Okay, leave it. All right, day 15. Easter explosion. Have a happy weekend, however you're celebrating it, and if you can celebrate it. And ek hoop die pa's haas makes a turn there by you guys. All right, thanks for watching.